Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Country Living. Thanks for coming back, and we've got a pretty big show for you this week. Last weekend we had the weekend off and we took a bit of time to ourselves. But that leaves us time for giving you a bit of a farm update. Three big things this week, a massive show. We've got wheat planting, so this is a crucial step to our farm we've been excited about for a long time. Then we got onion update, which we planted, and you see on our first video with the prep there for that. And last but not least, we've got a brand new tool that we've been working on. Well, not a new tool, but a new configuration to a tool, which we think is a ripper. So don't forget to stick around to the end. Alright, so we've been wanting to do wheat in our farm for the last 2 years since we bought this property. I think it's a massive, something that we don't typically take in self-sustaining and homesteading, this sort of stuff. You know, we often will grow our vegetables and then buy our wheats and stuff, our grains which are the fundamental of sustainability. So it's something that we wanted to incorporate for a long time. So we've got one of the local neighbours here, the Abrahams. They've agreed to come and plant some wheat seed for us. And we'll get that in and we'll get that planted, and then hopefully we can use it for our own personal consumption, and also eventually want to put a bakery in the farm, and then we'll use our own wheat to bake our own bread and then sell that on, and possibly use it to make wheatgrass and microgreens and things like that. So let's get some wheatgrass planted. Alright, so that's the wheat planting all done here. You can see that it's basically rolled it and crimped it all at the same time as seeding. And if we look in close, let me see if I can find somewhere here for you. Down the crack, you can see down there, there's a couple of wheat seeds. Them ones didn't get planted very deeply, but it looks like a job well done, and now next thing will be germination. So, our wheat's in. Today's the 15th or 16th of July, and we're a little bit late, right on the back end of it, but 3 to 4 months and we should be harvesting. This is the field that we put in the video a couple of weeks ago, prepping from zero, from where we've been flooded out, and then it's seeding time. Now, I had promised that we were going to put we're going to go over it again with the power harrow to prepare the beds and break that up a little bit. Unfortunately, I can show you here, the weather gives a 100% chance of rain for the next 2 days. Well, that was this morning. Look, it'll show me a lie, I bet you. So, have a look. So with that forecast, this is classic farming. You can't always have everything primed, but I know if we don't get the onions in now, the chances are better than average we won't get them in at all. And that's my daughter in the background. So anyway, we're gonna get the seeds in the ground, or we can't get the seeds in the ground. So no preparation, no further ado. We're gonna get and I'm using the handy as opposed to the Clydesdale, because the Clydesdale's at another farm and the handy's here, and I've just been working on this new boom attachment, and it just works. So we'll be using the handy for the seeding. The handy always does a lot straighter seeding because it's got the wheels way at the front, so it's a lot better to steer. So I've got Misty White Onion from Terranova and Rio Red Rocks from South Pacific Seeds. I've set my size in my yangs. I don't want to go the yangs. I'm not a big fan of the yangs, but that's all I'll say about it. I'm going to put one in one side, other on the other side. I'm going to go up. They're offset to the left, so I'm going to put 4 rows on a bed. So I'm going to go up, and they'll plant the left side and the far left side and the middle right side. And then I'll come back and I'll plant the same again going back. So we'll put 4 rows on each bed. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. There's 5.5, but I might leave that and we'll see what we can do with that. So we'll go 5 rows of onion and we'll get that done. So you just check in by turning him like that. And so you just miss them 2 seeds. Missed that one, missed that one, missed that one. So we're not getting enough, so I just loosen that up. Lift this comb up a little bit. And then tighten him up again. And then run him again. Oh, we're getting way too many there. Just go down a little bit. This is more of an art than a science. Okay, that's better. Right. We will stick him back together. And time to plant. And there you have it, guys. All 4 beds seeded with the trusty, handy. We've still got stacks of seed left here, so I'll put them back in their bags, and then yeah, wait for that rain out there. See if anything comes of it. Alright, so a couple of weeks have gone by. We did our flame weeding, it was last week, so the onions took a bit longer to come up than what we thought. I think it's got a lot to do with this really windy, rainy weather we've had. Just been too cold. So we flame weeded and killed all the weeds that were up, but unfortunately more weeds have come up. So the onions are finally out. You can see down here, that's an onion, more onions. Onions, but more weeds have come out too. You can see these weeds in here. They are still fairly young. They're in the white thread stage. Look, it's a bit of a tough one. It's a bit of a tough one to know what to do with this. In farming, you often have to make tough decisions, but the weeds and the onions are the same size. What do you do? It's yeah. We could flame weed and reseed all the onions again. I don't think it's probably going to be a good idea because we're too late in the season now. We'll probably miss out. I'm going to let them run. These weeds, I know what they're like. They're not really vigorous growers. They're a winter. They almost look like a carrot. I don't know what they're called, but and yeah, they're very similar to a carrot. Probably the same family. So they probably won't outpace the onions by much. So I think I'm going to let them run. We'll just get our cultivating going on and stuff, finger weeders and all that once they get settled in, and go from there. And as you can see, we've got another batch of rain coming over here on the horizon. Yeah, so anyway, they're up and they're at it, and that's where we're at today. Here we're going to go at bed prepping with this Cyber Clydesdale. We've got the flower mower on the back and the power on the flower mower on the front and the power harrow on the back. We're going to go straight through to Rapini and see if we can do a one pass bed prep here. So they're hooked up to the PDOs, it should be all ready to go. I'll take it forwards first and then start it up. single pass bed prep. Feast your eyes on that. Gone over once the one prep single pass bed prep, but I want to hit a little bit more with the power harrow, so just turn the switch off, which turns the power harrow, the flower mower off, sorry, and then I can just start that up again and just go power harrow by itself. See, we're sticking there nice and deep. Hey, by the way, how quiet's that? Boom, second pass done, that's ready to plant in. We'll be putting blueberries in here, so we won't be doing anything right now. We're going to have another go down the road. Power back on, you on, Joshy?
Yep.
Power on. Feed you up. How good is that, eh? From full of broccoli, cauliflower, to a bed pretty well prepped, probably maybe one more hit, one pass. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed that. Let us know what you think about the Clydesdale 2-for-1 combo. How's that sound for a name? Let us know anything else you want to know more about. We'll have more updates on the wheat and the onion as they grow and the rest of the farm. We want to touch on some other topics next week, possibly thinking about a bit of construction methods. But let us know what you want to see in the comments down the bottom, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Thanks for that guys, have a good one. Okay, bonus clip. Custard apples. Interesting thing that I haven't found a lot of information on, but you guys might be interested. So this is our pink mammoth custard apple. You can see there's one here. And the $3 million question is, when is it right to harvest these custard apples? They don't change colour. Yeah, it's hard to know, and the difference between a ripe custard apple and not ripe custard apple is a fair bit of taste. You can see it's a windy day today, and so you can see these two. This pink mammoth in particular is not seasonal, so it'll fruit all year round, and it'll just fruit sporadically. So you can't just go and harvest a whole tree at once. You've got to know when they're ready to harvest. So you can see this one here, he is pretty well ready to harvest, probably a little bit longer could be, and this one here is not. And the difference is not the size of the fruit necessarily aren't all the same. The difference is the wrinkles. So I'll just zoom in here so you can see. If you look at this custard apple, you can see it's still fairly, it's fairly tight knit in the wrinkles in here. That means that it's not ready to harvest. When they start fleshing out like this, and you can see that they're sort of, let me just see if I can focus there right. Yeah, you can see the wrinkles start stretching out. That's when they're ready to harvest. So you can see started stretching out there. The splittings from the frost. So we had a frost here a couple of weeks ago. But I'll probably leave him for another week or two, and then he'll be good to harvest. But for today, we've got a friend up here. And so he's ready to harvest simply because he's cracked from the frost. Hope you enjoyed the bonus clip.